Okay, good morning, guys. We're going to be on day 3 of personal financial literacy, and we're going to talk today about balancing a check register or a checkbook. And so, before we really get into the math portion, we want to look at our vocab and make sure we understand that. So, the first word that we see here is deposit. A deposit is simply a transaction in which a sum of money is put into a bank account by the account owner. So, some examples of that would be a paycheck. Maybe if you're depositing cash. Okay, so again, transaction is putting it into your bank account. Another word that you're going to be seeing is withdrawal. And a withdrawal is a transaction in which money is subtracted from a bank account by the account owner. And you can have a lot of examples of that. It could be making a purchase or paying for a purchase. And a purchase could be shoes, it could be a meal, anything that you're going to buy. And then the third vocab word is transfer. Transfer is money that can be transferred between accounts that are owned by the same account owner. An example of that would be moving money from a checking account to a savings. Now that's what we want to do most of the time. Occasionally, you can also withdraw money from a savings and put it back into your checking, but it's moving money from one account to another. Okay, so down here they gave us some examples, and they want us to decide which one of these we're talking about. The first one here is move money from a savings to a checking. We just talked about that one. That would be a transfer. Removing cash in an ATM. Well, if we're going to remove it, it's a withdrawal. A paycheck is electronically deposited, so that's definitely a deposit. Putting your birthday cash in your account. Well, again, that's putting cash in, so that is deposit. And the last one is paying a bill with bill pay. So if we're going to pay it, it's going to come out of our account. That would be withdrawal. Okay, again, deposit is where you're putting it in, it's adding to what you have, and withdrawal is taking it out of what you have. So let's look at this bottom portion, a check register. A check register keeps track of the deposits, withdrawals, and transfers within an account. After each transaction, the account balance is calculated to show the amount of money in the account. And it looks something like this. Now, years ago, this was done in a book, and you kept the book with you at all times. But now with electronic banking, this just shows up on your app, but it still looks similar to this. And so the first thing they have here is they have the dates, they have the transaction name, and then whether it's a deposit or a withdrawal, and then a balance. So they want us to determine the balance after each transaction. So again, we're starting with on April the 8th of $560. And then there is a purchase or something at a pet store because it costs $45. And so we're going to need some paper to actually work these out on. So I'm going to start with my $560. Forget it's money, so we need those decimals. And I'm going to withdraw $45. I want you to go ahead and do the math as well. Can't take 5 from 0, so I'm going to borrow. So after I pay the pet store, I will have a remaining balance in my account of $515, and that's going to go here. Okay, then there's a veterinarian charge, and again, it's a withdrawal, so these are both takeaways. So I'm going to take the $515 that I have left here, and I'm going to subtract $175.50. So it's a 0. Borrow, that makes that 50. Can't take 5 from 4. So 14 minus 5 would be 9. A lot of borrowing on this one. 10 minus 7 would be 3. And 4 minus 1 would be 3. So now I have a balance after paying the veterinarian, $339.50. So now we get a paycheck. Yay, pay. So we're going to take that balance and we're going to add this $635.40. So now I have a balance of $974.90. So that's what a check register looks like. It's just keeping a balance of what you're spending and what you're depositing, a tally on a daily basis. Now today's lesson, there are actually 2 handouts. Let's get the other one out. Okay, we're going to use what we just learned to complete this one. And this one says use an understanding of deposits, withdrawals, and transfers to complete the check register below. So Martine is organizing the receipts and pay stubs from the past week. Use the details below to organize them in the check register. Be sure to complete all the necessary lines on the register. So notice that they're not in the order of which they occurred. So it's really important to keep these in the order that they occur because that's what the bank will do. Especially if it's an online banking, it goes immediately and does the transaction. So the first thing I want to do is go ahead and write my transactions down, and then I'll worry about the math portion. So on October the 1st, that's the first day I have, it says Martina's account balance was $865. So that's what we're going to start off with, $865. The next date on here is October the 3rd. So I'm going to, oops, I forgot to put my 1 there. 10/3. And I'm going to go ahead and put account balance here so I don't forget. Then on 10/3, it says she paid her water bill to Harris County Utilities. So water bill. And if you're going to pay a water bill, it's going to be a withdrawal, and it was for $42.60. So I'm going to put that here. Okay, then we're going to go to the next date, which is 10/4. And on 10/4, Martina transferred $100 to her savings. And so it's a transfer to savings. And if it's coming out of your account, even though it's being deposited in a different account. So it's coming out of this account. So it's also a withdrawal of $100. And then we're going to go back up here, 10/5. Martina went to the grocery store and shopped at HEB. Hope she found some things, because right now it's hard to find some things. Just kidding. 10/5, went to the grocery store, HEB, so it's HEB. And she spent $74.20. So withdrawal, $74.20. And then on 10/6, she paid her cell phone bill to Smartphone USA for $85. So we're going to go 10/6, cell phone. I'm going to put cell phone bill. You can actually got the cell phone company. Most of us only have one. The cell phone was $85.50. And then all we have left to do is what we did before, is by doing the math portion. So we're going to start with $865. And I'm going to subtract $42.60. And it looks like I'm going to get $822.40. And that's going to be my balance after I take it off here. And if it helps you remember, you can actually put a subtraction sign there. So $822.40. Transfer of 100. I'm going to go out of here, even though we could probably do that without writing it. So if I subtract that 100, I get $722.40. Then the HEB, we spent $74.20. It looks like I end up with $648.20 here. And last is $85.50. Stop the video and do the math on that one. Oops, I was running out of room there. Go ahead and do the math on that one. The math on that one, you should end up with a balance of $562.70. Okay. So let's look at this bottom portion. It says use the check register below